There comes a time in every man's life when he looks in the mirror and doesn't recognize the reflection, not because he's changed, but because he's forgotten who he truly is. You were not born to wake up tired, scroll through distractions, and drown in self-pity. You were not built to beg for validation or wait for someone to hand you your destiny. Life is not supposed to be comfortable. It's supposed to test you, break you, rebuild you, because greatness demands pain. Weakness is not a condition, it's a choice. Every second you complain, every moment you hesitate, someone else is out there working, building, winning. You've got one shot at this, one life. And the world doesn't care about your excuses, your struggles, or your softness. It only responds to power. Stand up, harden your mind, control your emotions, make the sacrifices no one sees so you can live a life no one else can touch. You're not tired, you're undisciplined, you're not unlucky, you're unprepared. The time for feelings is over. The time for war is now. Discipline is the weapon that destroys weakness. It's not motivation, not talent, not luck. Discipline. The cold, silent force that wakes you up when your body screams to sleep. The inner fire that makes you train when your muscles are aching, that forces you to study when your brain is tired, that drives you to keep moving forward when everything in you wants to quit. Weakness doesn't just come from physical failure. It's born in the mind. It's born the moment you negotiate with your goals. The moment you say, I'll do it tomorrow, or I deserve a break. That's weakness talking. That's the side of you that's destroying your potential, bit by bit, day by day. Discipline is the armor you wear when the world throws chaos at you. It's what separates men who dream from men who do. It's not glamorous. It's not loud. It's waking up at 5 a.m. when no one's watching. It's showing up when you don't feel like it. It's choosing water when everyone else is drinking. It's putting in reps when you're sore, when you're bleeding, when you're mentally wrecked. It's the choice to say no to comfort and yes to growth. And every time you choose discipline, you weaken the voice of the coward inside you. Every rep, every routine, every refusal to take the easy path, it all adds up to make you unstoppable. Weak people live by emotion. Strong people live by discipline. The weak chase feeling good now, scrolling, sleeping, quitting, blaming others. The strong chase being better forever. They understand the battle is not against the world, but against themselves, against laziness, against procrastination, against softness. When you start living by discipline, you realize how much time you've wasted letting your emotions dictate your actions. You've been coddled by society. You've been told you're perfect as you are, that rest is important, that you shouldn't push yourself too hard. But the truth is, you're not even close to what you could be, and you never will be until discipline becomes your default. There will be days you don't feel like doing anything. Good. Those are the days that matter the most. Anyone can work when it's easy. Anyone can be focused when they're hyped up, but discipline is built when you go to war with yourself in silence. When the alarm goes off and you don't hit snooze. When the food cravings hit and you don't cave. When your legs shake and your lungs burn and you still push for one more set. Those are the days that define you. That's where real strength is forged. Weakness is seductive because it offers comfort. It whispers to you that rest is deserved, that you've done enough, that you shouldn't suffer. But discipline slaps you with the truth. You haven't earned it yet. You don't need a break. You need to become stronger. You don't need another chance. You need to stop wasting the ones you already have. The pain you're avoiding is the very thing that will shape you into the man you pretend to be in your head. You talk about being great, being successful, being unbreakable, but you live like a man afraid of pressure. That ends now. You either let discipline build you or let weakness bury you. Success isn't a secret formula. It's not a hack or a shortcut. It's the same boring, hard, relentless grind repeated with ruthless consistency. People ask how to be confident, how to stop being anxious, how to feel powerful. Earn it through discipline. When you know you put in the work that others won't, when you suffer on purpose and come out the other side, your confidence becomes unshakable. That's not arrogance. It's earned certainty. You start walking differently, talking differently, because you've proven to yourself that you don't fold under pressure. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't care about your past, your circumstances, your excuses. It only responds to action. Show up or stay weak. You can't fake strength. You can't fake work ethic. You either have it or you don't. And if you don't, you better build it. You better earn it every day, because the man who lives by discipline is a weapon, not just in the gym, not just in business, but in life. And no force of weakness stands a chance against a man who refuses to quit. Pain is not your enemy. Comfort is. Pain is the signal that you are alive, that you're doing something that matters, that you are pushing beyond the shallow limits of your old self. But comfort is the slow, quiet killer that wraps itself around you and convinces you to settle. It's seductive, it's cozy, and it whispers lies like, you've done enough, or you deserve a break. But here's the truth. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. No empire was built from the couch. No legacy was forged in the arms of ease. People spend their whole lives running from pain. They avoid difficult conversations, hard workouts, mental challenges, and any form of real pressure. They numb themselves with food, screens, distractions, and endless entertainment, all because they fear discomfort. But the ones who rise, the ones who dominate, the ones who live with purpose and power, they run toward the pain because they know that pain is the price of growth. It's not there to destroy you. It's there to expose you. Pain shows you your weaknesses, your flaws, your fears, and it gives you the chance to face them, crush them, and become better because of it. Comfort never forces you to improve. It lets you stay exactly where you are, untested, unchallenged, and unimpressive. It gives you false satisfaction, false security. You feel okay, but you're rotting on the inside. You're slowly dying because your soul knows you were made for more. You were not built for soft living. You were built to conquer. You were built to carry weight, to fight battles, to endure storms, and still stand tall. And yet every time you choose comfort over pain, you betray that design. You betray yourself. Pain is honest. It doesn't lie to you. When your muscles burn in the gym, that's truth. When your heart breaks during a loss, that's real. When your mind resists the grind, that's clarity. Pain speaks to you in a way comfort never will. It tells you this is the edge and gives you two choices: break or break through. You learn who you are when you're in pain. You find your limits, and more importantly, you find that you can push past them. You discover that you're capable of far more than you ever imagined, but only if you're willing to suffer. The people you look up to, the ones who inspire you, they didn't get there through ease. They earned their power through suffering, through sacrifice, through pain. And the only reason they're standing tall is because they didn't run from it. They welcomed it. They embraced it. Because every rep, every failure, every sleepless night was sharpening them into something rare, something strong, something unstoppable. You will never escape pain in this life. That's the truth no one wants to hear. But the choice you have is simple. Suffer now for growth or suffer later for regret. That's it. The pain of discipline weighs ounces. The pain of regret weighs tons. And if you keep choosing comfort, your future self will hate you. Because comfort takes today's ease and trades it for tomorrow's mediocrity. It robs you of pride. It robs you of potential. It robs you of the man you could have become. There is no pride in being comfortable. No one looks back and says, I'm so glad I took it easy. No. They remember the struggles. They remember the grind. They remember the pain because that's where the meaning is. That's where the transformation happens. The man who learns to suffer with purpose becomes dangerous because when pain doesn't scare you anymore, nothing does. You don't fold under pressure. You don't quit when it gets tough. You operate with a level of mental fortitude that breaks the weak and separates you from the average. So stop chasing comfort. Stop living like you've earned something when you've barely scratched the surface. Chase the pain. Invite the resistance. Find the areas of your life that make you sweat, shake, and question everything, and dive into them. Because that's where the real work begins. That's where greatness lives. Comfort will never deliver the life you want. Only pain, embraced and overcome, will take you there. And when you stop fearing it, when you start using it, you become a weapon. Relentless, ruthless, unbreakable. No one is coming to save you. Save yourself. Read that again and let it hit. There's no rescue mission, no miracle, no secret mentor that's going to swoop into your life and hand you the answers. There is no cavalry. No one is staying up late at night plotting how to pull you out of your darkness. You are not a victim of life. You are not stuck unless you choose to be. The world owes you nothing, and the sooner you realize that, the sooner you'll stop waiting and start building. That you live in a culture that teaches dependency, that someone else is responsible for your problems, that someone else should fix them. They tell you to wait for a lucky break, for someone to see your worth, for the world to somehow recognize your potential. But here's the truth. No one sees your worth until you show it. No one respects your struggle until you conquer it. And no one hands you power, you have to take it. That responsibility, that burden on your shoulders, it's not unfair. It's your opportunity. Most people live their lives in a loop, complaining about the same things, stuck in the same patterns, making the same weak decisions, and praying for something to change. But nothing changes until you do. You can scroll motivational quotes all day. You can blame your parents, your past, your environment. But at the end of the day, it's your actions that define your life. You either own your pain or let it own you. You either rise or remain a spectator in your own story. No one is coming to push you out of bed when the alarm goes off. No one is going to force you to stop eating garbage or start training like a machine. No one is going to study for you, hustle for you, grind through sleepless nights for you. That's your job. That's your duty. That's your war. The moment you stop outsourcing your discipline and start demanding more from yourself, that's the moment life starts to shift. But it begins with radical ownership. You can't fix what you won't take responsibility for. You can't grow if you keep playing helpless. The harsh reality is that no one is thinking about you as much as you think they are. Your dreams, your goals, your transformation, they are your responsibility. People might cheer for you when you succeed, but they won't show up every day to keep you accountable. That's on you. So stop fantasizing about support you haven't earned. Build yourself into someone who doesn't need a safety net. Saving yourself doesn't mean doing everything alone. It means not waiting for someone else to initiate your change. It means taking control of your time, your energy, your focus. It means building the habits that sharpen you, reading the books, facing the fears, making the decisions that most people avoid. It means cutting off the excuses even when they feel justified. It means you stop living reactively and start living intentionally, because life will test you. And if you're weak, you'll break. But if you're strong, if you've prepared, you'll rise. Every man has a moment where he realizes he's been passive, drifting, hoping. That moment when he looks in the mirror and sees the version of himself that never fought back and it disgusts him. That moment is your wake-up call. Your life is not some story being written by fate. It's a weapon. And you're either sharpening it every day or letting it rust. Saving yourself means choosing the hard path. It means sacrificing short-term comfort for long-term strength. It means training when you're tired, working when you're uninspired, and showing up every single day with no applause, no handouts, and no pity. That's how legends are made. Through quiet suffering, through private victories, through the relentless decision to rise no matter how many times you fall. So stop waiting, stop fantasizing, stop begging the world to make things easier. If you want strength, build it. If you want power, earn it. If you want a better life, create it. No one is coming. No one is obligated to help you. And that's not a curse. That's a gift. Because once you understand that your life is 100% in your hands, you become unstoppable. You're not here to be rescued. You're here to rise. Alone if you have to. Because you're not waiting anymore. You're moving. You're fighting. You're becoming the kind of person you were born to be. And the world will not be able to ignore you when you do. Now listen closely. Waiting for someone to save you is the biggest trap you can fall into. Life doesn't owe you a rescue. Every minute you spend hoping for a miracle is a minute wasted, a minute stolen from your potential. The harsh truth, no one will fight for your dreams like you will. No one will push you through the pain or drag you out of the dark except yourself. This is your battle, your climb, your transformation. You either stand up and take control or stay buried under excuses, regrets, and disappointment. It's painful, yes. It's hard, yes. But that pain, that struggle, it's the price of becoming unbreakable. The man who saves himself doesn't wait for permission to be great. He doesn't beg for chances or depend on luck. He commands his life with ruthless discipline, relentless effort, and absolute ownership. When you decide to save yourself, you stop being a victim of circumstance and become the architect of your own destiny. This is where true power is born, not from outside help, but from the fire inside you. So stop waiting, stop doubting, stop giving your power away. Save yourself, rise up, and own your life like the warrior you were meant to be.